If you have been following this journey, you know that right now we have two elements already done for the zine. We have an editorial line and we have the content that is going inside the zine. And that content was the interview I did with Iza Artagão, which is a Brazilian thriller author. Right now, we've reached a crucial moment of the zine making journey, the design. And when I say design, I mean the visuals, the artistic, the visual narrative of that object. Really the thing that zines are most known about. And that makes me a little nervous because I'm not a designer. So I don't know, I know a little bit. I have an aesthetic sense, but I don't know what I'm doing. But also I have so many conflicting ideas for this zine, and I just don't know how to balance everything, because I want it to look polished, as in well made, but I also want it to look a little bit trashy and kind of handmade, because that's the fun of zines, making things with your own hands or with the materials that you have within reach. And I don't know. We're going to have to figure it out. And to start that figuring out process, what we're going to do is collect some reference. So I know kind of what I'm doing, hopefully. We are right now on Pinterest, and I have created a little secret folder for some inspiration. As you can see, I feel like there's a theme going on here. I just need to figure out what the theme is, okay? Something that I noticed that I really enjoyed apparently on zines is the kind of collage aspects of it. You can see there's a lot of there's some posters. This is not actually a zine. This is an album cover from Emil and the Sniffers, which is a punk band, so they are influenced a lot by the zine subculture. There's an Iggy Pop poster. This is an embroidery of Count Orlok. But I really like the black and white aspect of this. So maybe this is something that I can also consider. But also something I really like is the use of color, colored paper, this background like this. This one is really cool. I just really like the contrast, because the image is black and white, but it's printed in a color paper, and it just makes it pop. It gives a really cool contrast to it, and I really like contrast. I want something a little more in your face. I want something that if you were maybe 20 years ago when you were going to I don't know how you call this in in English, what do you banca de revista, a magazine stall? Is that what it's called? Let me check it out. A newsstand. Okay, so yeah, if you were to go to a newsstand, your eyes would immediately go to it. That's the vibe that I want. So like colors like this is also super cool. This is also like, I feel like I might need to get colorful paper for this. But as it like, I also really like the black and white. It makes it look timeless in a way. Like it makes it look classic in a way, which is a funny thing to say for a zine. I don't think most people consider zines classics. If I look at the images that I collected, the thing that I notice is I like the collage aspect of it. I like the black and white images, but I also like the contrast between the black and white print against colorful paper. So I don't know what this means, but it's a place to start. In order to do that, I need to collect images. So let's do that now. Before we started designing, I wanted to have a feel for how big, like how many pages would I need, because it's a fairly long interview, but also I don't feel like we need like a 20-page zine. I feel like that's much. We can do something a little more concise. So I created this thing. I don't know how you call this in English. In Portuguese, we call it the doll. It's like a mock version of the thing that you're trying to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to number the pages. So I have an idea of how long this thing might be. This is page 1, right? First page, this is our cover. Then we have page 2 behind, and you're going to do this to the whole thing. Okay, so I finished numbering the pages. So if I have 3 sheets of paper in here, but they are folded, right? So this is page 1, correct? And if I open our cover, and if I open it, we get page 2 and page 3, correct? However, if I disassemble this thing, now we have page 1 right next to page 12. And I have page 2 right next to page 11. So the reason I do this, it's because at least I'm a visual person. So it's easier for me to visualize where each page has to go, so I can organize when I'm actually like assembling the thing, than to just try and guess. Sorry, I put my hands on this. Just try and guess, because I can do that. I need a guide. I need a visual guide. So this is what this is going to be for us, like a visual guide to where which page should go. Okay, we have our first page, but this is like just 1 sheet of paper, right? And we actually have 2. So I want to separate them. And what I'm going to do is take this thing right here, and I'm just going to like make it long all the way to each side, and then I'm just going to drag it right down the middle of the page. There you go. Perfect. And then I'm just going to make it very, very faint, because our goal here is not to actually see this. I probably will delete this once the design is finished, but this is to help me know where the limit of each page is. because an issue I had with the 2 other zines that I did was some color bleeding from either side. So I'm doing this to help me with like boundaries, of color boundaries, like where should I stop? What I'm going to do is going to duplicate this. So now we have 4 pages. So in order for me to not be confused, what I'm going to do is take this guide. So this is our first sheet of paper, right? It's unfolded. And what pages do I have? I have page 12 first, and then page 1. So I'm going to write down on my Canva thingy that this is page 12, and in the order that I want it to be. So 12 is here, and then page 1 is here. So this is how I write it. And then if I flip the paper, if I flip the sheet of paper, we have page 2 and 11. So down here, I'm going to write 2 and 11. There you go. So now I have, let me back it up a little bit, the first sheet of paper of my zine. So this is going to be our cover on this side, and this is our back cover. And I feel like in this one, we want to do color, right? We want to do color, maybe like a red or purple. I love purple, I love red. Or maybe, I feel like a red, because most of Iza's books have the color red on them. Most of their art is red. So I feel like that makes sense, that our own art is going to be red to kind of follow the interviewee's aesthetic. That could be fun. What I want to do for now is actually get one of her books. So this is the cover of Foamy. And I'm going to like select the red that she has here. And I'm going to use that as our guide. So this is the red that we want. It's a little moodier, it's a little darker. This is a delicious red. Okay, so I want to use this really cool image of Iza. She did give me permission to use her images, but this feels a little flat. We want to give it a little more texture. Let's look for some texture thingy. Maybe with this one. Nah, there's the camera thing. Love that, but yeah, this one. Okay, let's just put it all over it. Maybe behind Iza, but it's a little too much to call it. Yeah, let's do like 50%. That's better. But I still feel like Iza is a little, she's not. What if we, okay, hear me out. You're gonna understand what I'm doing, okay? Maybe if I, yes. Excuse me. This is cool. I feel like I want something in the back as well, because I have an idea for the title of the things, but I wanna leave it last. Okay, what if we actually made her like gigantic like this, and the skull ended up on the other side of the back? That's actually really cool. Like if you open up, she will be like a full image, like a spread. Ooh, yeah, like this. I'll leave it like this. I don't wanna do too much. Let's restrain yourself. Now we have to put the title. So the name will be The Bulletin. But of course, it has to be a different color because hair is dark and it's maybe white. Yeah, white. And I thought maybe we can maintain the same, like I either use this one, but this one feels a little too like simple for a title. We want something fun, big. What if we use the same font that I use for like my banners and stuff? Maybe. I feel like we need something heavier, like something a little more like this, or this, maybe? Okay, so I've also added Iza's name here, down here. Maybe we can have something written down here. I don't know, probably something about like the interview, but I don't know what to write here, so I'm just going to have nonsense and just figure it out later. You know what? I think I'm gonna stop here. I think I'm gonna restrain myself and leave the cover as is. So now we are going to go ahead and assemble the rest of the zine, so the body of the zine. But I've decided that I'm not going to show you that part because I want the final look, the final review of the zine to be a surprise, at least for this series. I feel like it's part of the journey that it's like a lunch. It's like a lunch event at the end, and you get to see the full product. So I'm going to stop here with you guys, and on the next video, we are going to enter a crucial moment in the zine making process, which is the actual production of the thing. So like assembling the thing. I feel like that's going to be really challenging for me because like I'm not good with all the like the printer setups and all that kind of thing. I'm not like a crafty person. I'm not good at cutting paper or anything like this. So let's see what I can manage to do, that if it will look remotely decent and if I won't feel embarrassed to send a copy to Iza when we're done. So yeah, this is today's episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!